So Fiona, it's my great pleasure just to hand over to you in this fantastic spot. It's not often you get such a great backdrop. There's no letters to fall down. So I would just invite you to say a few words.
Okay, well I do have a bad chest to go on. So thank you very much, Donald, and thank you everyone for coming this morning to have the official launch of our Scottish International Storytelling Festival. Dramatic International, that's the words that Donald has described, and that's very exciting indeed in this, the 70th anniversary year. And what a fantastic day, what a fantastic outlook. I'm going to test you all on your geography. I think you can see Largo Ward's Hill, the Largo Hill, so that shows you how clear a day this is. So I can be responsible for the weather, although I think it's actually reserved, but never mind. But in terms of the festival, this is a very special year. All our festivals are being celebrated in this, the 70th anniversary year. And of course the Storytelling Festival, I think, also sets out Scotland's place and status as a global leader in storytelling, and I think it's important that as part of this anniversary year that the newer festivals are given their space, their time, their platform, and the Storytelling Festival is something that is internationally renowned, and certainly in terms of the profile, this year will be another opportunity to extend what is obviously a very, very important profile. And obviously in terms of where we are, the storytelling in terms of the genre is, I think, going from strength to strength. I think it's certainly capturing the imaginations of young people, and I think we're rediscovering for many of us that are not storytellers or as involved as Donald and his colleagues here, that storytelling genre, helping young people to connect with the stories, their history, their heritage, and importantly this year with the theme of Open Worlds, that connection to the wider world. And of course this unique venue is absolutely appropriate. This is the year of history, heritage and archaeology. The Outlook Tower was published and refurbished by Patrick Geddes in 1892, and his vision for the tower, and I'll quote, was a place of outlook and a type museum as a key to a better understanding of Edinburgh and its region, but also to help people get a clear idea of its relation to the world at large. So I think it's a very appropriate that we're here on a very clear day, that we can actually then set out Scotland's clear message to the world as part of the Open Worlds theme of the Storytelling Festival, that we want to understand, communicate and talk to the wider world. And that's more important than ever before at this time. I was actually at a festival yesterday, a conference yesterday, of interpreters from across the globe, 27 countries, and the interpreters and guides for our heritage were wrestling themselves with how they tell their stories in this modern context about those connections to the wider world. So I think in terms of our support, we've got £120,000 supporting the Storytelling Festival. And in terms of the Open World theme, the commissioning of storytellers from Scotland and around the globe to address those contemporary challenges, to navigate the labyrinths of conflict and reimagine the future is more important than ever before. And secondly, there is also the innovative feature of the hosting of International Assembly of Storytellers, to look at the role of storytelling in the 21st century and to look at the setting the creative values and objectives in line with the Earth Charter initiative. So Scotland can lead in many, many ways. Culture can lead in many, many ways. So just as all our festivals in different shapes and forms reach out and touch new horizons on this beautiful clear day that we can see here, but the new horizons that we need to reach and touch at this time of conflict, at this time of trouble, can be led by culture in so many ways. So I'm not setting you a challenge, or maybe I am, or maybe you've set yourself a challenge, but it's not in some kind of position of trying to tell the world what it needs to be, but helping the world understand itself. I think it's something that culture and storytellers can really do. So please enjoy the festival. Thank you very much for coming to the launch. I wish you well. I hope you make many friends, and the ambassadors that come from other countries as storytellers will leave Scotland with a bit of Scotland in their heart and a bit of that spirit of horizon seeing, horizon setting, and that clear vision of how we might interpret the world at a time of great difficulty. So thank you very much for the launch and for coming here today. Thank you.
Thank you. Fantastic words. Thank you very much. So that's some inspiring words and an inspiring place. I'm just going to ask Ruth Kirkpatrick, Chair of the Scottish Storytelling Forum, on behalf of the storytelling community in Scotland, just to say a few words of thanks and a response. Ruth.
Thank you. I'll move over. So
Yes,
there's a guy trying to phone you.
Well, there's been a great deal of pride and excitement lately in the opening of the Queen's Ferry Crossing, which you can almost see from here. It's a bridge made of steel and concrete, and its purpose is to connect people. And I see the Storytelling Festival as having a similar purpose. Its aim is to connect people, but it's made out of words and emotions. My daughter was about 5 when she came home from school one day and talked about a girl who she'd never really got along with. She said, "Today, Mum, I made friends with Imogen." I said, "Did you? How did you do that?" She said, "Well, we sat together and listened to a story and we both laughed at the same bit." And I think that is the key with story. It holds up a mirror to ourselves and shows us ourselves, but it also helps us to find common ground with others and a way of sharing and making friends. So again, I see that as a real aim for this conference, for this festival. Storyteller takes the listener on a journey, and it can be a private journey, but it can also be a shared one with the other listeners. This develops empathy for the joys and the losses felt by everyone in the story. It provides a nugget of culture and perspective and gives us a chance to truly walk in the shoes of another. So join us in the magic of this truly international festival and enjoy the most human of art forms. And stories are a gift, Fiona, so here's a gift of my collection of stories that I wrote for children to promote well-being.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.